WWE Day 1.
Welcome to WWE Day 1, the first pay-per-view of 2022, and I'm left wondering why they didn't take advantage of this opportunity to bring back the New Year's Revolution name. Probably had something to do with NXT having New Year's in their name, plus Revolution is an AEW pay-per-view now.
January 1st, 2022.
Damn, these editors work very fast on creating video packages. I'll take off the only sin I got here because the production team managed to create a revised video package for the start of the event in less than 1 hour, given the audios from the pre-show that just took place.
It's Day 1.
Oh great, another musical personality likely to get involved in a WrestleMania match. No thanks, please. Although I wouldn't mind Bad Bunny having another match, but still.
Happy New Year, every run.
Happy New Year, every run.
WWE Premium Live Event.
Couldn't you have called it something cooler? I get that the term pay-per-view is redundant nowadays because everyone watches things on streaming services with no additional charges outside the monthly payment, but we're still likely going to call them pay-per-views anyway because it sounds cooler.
Brock Lesnar will now compete for the WWE Championship.
COVID-19 ruining everything. Boy, this graphic is just sad. I get that Brock Lesnar being added to this match is a huge deal, but the actual WWE Champion Big E should still be in the center of the image due to his status as the freaking champion.
2022.
Jey Uso trying to show off his Bigfoot impression, and so far, I'm not impressed. Guaranteed Jimmy Uso is back there thinking, what the hell's wrong with this guy?
Want to be great tag team.
That fan right there be like, yeah, let's go Usos. Whoops, I dropped my dad's phone and it's broken. Previously already on WWE. Normally the camera pans to the crowd to show the title graphic on the screen. Here they forgot to do it, so all we see here is the poor guys who were watching the show in the nosebleed sections and feeling bad for them.
They've been doing battle for decades.
Pat McAfee is awesome, but to say that the Usos and the New Day have been battling for decades sounds weird, even if it was meant to be sarcastic.
And now legal double team by the New Day.
What the hell was that supposed to be? A back body drop mixed in with a hip toss? Whatever it was, looks more like Jimmy Uso went for an enjoyable ride instead of taking pain.
Time we gave some other teams some breathing room.
And by give other teams some breathing room, we mean release them due to budget cuts and put the other teams in weird singles action while pretending they're in the tag team division. I get that the Usos use that as their We the Ones taunt or referencing that this event is called Day 1, but oh my god, they've been doing this several times since the match started.
And backing it up.
Lana loves him.
Kofi
Wrestler successfully connects a move for the first time, but gets countered the second time they attempt a cliche.
Drags Kofi back into the Usos corner.
Jimmy Uso drags Kofi Kingston back into the Usos corner to do some further damage to him, but then proceeds to taunt the audience and take his eye off the ball. It's as if he wants the New Day to win their 3,000th tag team title tonight.
broke now by Kingston. Caught and planted on a spot. Wait a minute.
Come on, Michael. Even someone who saw that from a glance out of the corner of their eye could tell that Kofi Kingston connected a tornado DDT, not Jey Uso hitting a spine buster.
Tag to Jimmy. Tag.
According to Kofi Kingston, tagging in your partner is not legal unless you jump really high in the air.
Jey Uso eating a boot.
Pat McAfee is so hilarious just by moving his hands. Somebody please create a petition to have WWE host their premium live events with a small screen in the corner of Pat McAfee reacting to everything.
Rope, what's he gonna do here? Corkscrew.
Well, I guess since Jeff Hardy isn't here anymore, Jimmy Uso figured now's the time for him to start using the whisper in the wind again. Still feels too soon, bro.
Kofi Kingston now.
Jey Uso was already starting to fall before Kofi Kingston could knock him down with that leaping clothesline. My god, this match was freaking epic. Doesn't matter how many times we've seen this match, it seems to get better and better every time. Take it with a grain of salt, impatient haters. I'm removing 10 cents.
13,000.
Shut up.
Can't believe they.
Happy Corbin getting seductive with Madcap Moss. Not saying that's a bad thing, but Madcap kinda has to wrestle tonight. Y'all can have your happy time with each other later. Also, considering Drew McIntyre is mostly in a feud with Happy Corbin, why isn't Happy the one facing Drew tonight instead of Madcap Moss? I get that Happy put Madcap in the match, but wouldn't it make more sense to have Drew fight Madcap on SmackDown and Happy Corbin on Day 1?
You know what they call a goat in Scotland? Drew McIntyre's prom date.
Madcap Moss unintentionally called Drew McIntyre's prom date the greatest of all time since he said GOAT. This sounds more like a compliment than a joke, which is why the joke didn't work. Also, Madcap Moss and his never-ending list of cringe jokes. It's like he became an actual wrestling version of Christian Maracle, making everyone cringe to death with his terrible jokes and forced humor. Let me stop.
He's gonna fall so far off the map.
Sadly, Madcap Moss just foreshadowed Drew McIntyre taking time off to heal injuries following this match. How much longer are you gonna Hulu this DraftKings advertisement in my face? And then it's revealed that's actually not a CGI sword, but one set up by Happy Corbin so he can shoot it right up Drew McIntyre's ass. The referee counts Drew in the corner and backs him off Madcap Moss, thus doing his job. So why is Happy Corbin yelling at the referee to do his job? I bet he's used to referees not doing shit.
Hey, you stink, dude. Okay. Sorry about
I love how Pat McAfee tells Happy Corbin that he stinks, to which Happy turns around and makes Pat apologize. That is awesome. No one cares what's trending, but can you at least go back to what's trending worldwide, because being #1 in just one country is not impressive enough for to be featured on a TV screen.
Is always going to be better.
What in the hell was that? Drew McIntyre clearly caught himself, and yet somehow he was still impacted by the LED post.
On a SmackDown Warrior.
It's the Scottish Warrior, Michael. I get that Drew McIntyre is part of the SmackDown brand, but calling him the SmackDown Warrior is just cringe.
Athlete him.
Oh, McIntyre, Moss.
Sure, Madcap Moss nearly slipped and botched, but come on, he managed to catch freaking Drew McIntyre when he was in the air at full speed. That, in and of itself, is impressive strength.
Oh, and Claymore.
Amazing Claymore counter. Never thought I'd be removing Sins on a pay-per-view match involving Drew McIntyre and Madcap Moss. 2022 is already a crazy year, we're just getting started.
Originally, this title match was me, Big E, and Seth Rollins.
Kevin Owens completely forgot that the WWE Championship match for tonight was originally Big E versus Seth Rollins one-on-one, not a triple threat. Is this part of a new gimmick for getting things?
My soulmate, Sami Zayn.
Kevin Owens refers to Sami Zayn as his soulmate when he's married and was Sami's enemy the last time they ever crossed paths. Did we just forget about that feud in 2021? Because guess what? I didn't.
Panic in a super.
It's only going to be a matter of time before WWE starts broadcasting their premium live events in 3D just so we can have the CGI Viper jump out of the screen at us. Sorry, but having Migos join RK Bro to the ring feels like a forced inclusion. They did just fine in the interview earlier. Skip! Man, that had to be embarrassing to be the one guy who stopped posing and awkwardly stands in the ring while everyone else is still posing. Viper, right infringement. And wasn't Angelo Dawkins the one who quoted me that one time in 2020 for someone committing copyright infringement? Guess now he seems to be okay with it. Copyright infringement, fam!
Oh, excitement.
Considering Riddle was a shaman to MSK over in NXT 2.0, I wouldn't be surprised if he's committing voodoo on Montez Ford, causing Montez to feel the pain of his own chop to Randy Orton. I don't get it. What's with the private party gate surrounding Migos? It's not like there's any room for anyone else to appear.
Is now a fatal five-way.
Why the hell are we talking about the WWE Championship match being a fatal five-way when there's a Raw Tag Team title match currently in progress?
Orton completely taken over.
Sorry, but that looked more like Montez flipped forward on his own accord rather than Randy Orton catching him into the power slam.
Remember Montez Ford, the legal man. Look.
What was Montez's strategy here? Riddle was aiming for Angelo Dawkins anyway, so Montez shoved Riddle into Angelo? And with more force compared to Riddle's attempted moonsault, Montez Ford is a dick to his own partner here.
Here comes Riddle. Look at that.
Just when you think you have seen every creative way the RKO was executed out of nowhere, Randy Orton hits you with another creative RKO out of nowhere.
Are your sights now set on Corbin?
What kind of question is that? Drew McIntyre's sights were always set on Happy Corbin. Happy just kept putting Madcap Moss in the way. If this was a storyline way to write Drew off TV for a while, you gotta admit that was fucking brutal. I actually thought something bad was going to happen. 3 minutes of a video package on Bianca Belair, who's not even scheduled to be on the show tonight, nor will have any sort of impact in any match tonight. None of this makes sense.
Ladies and gentlemen!
Brock Lesnar's impression of Paul Heyman is so fucking hilarious. This new character Brock has absolutely rules, and I love it. Here's another 5 sins removed. Cool as it is to see two of the best talkers in pro wrestling history going at it at this event, I can't help but cringe at this feud, including a freaking wedding vow renewal ceremony. As if weddings in WWE didn't suck already. I might as well go through a tirade of WWE weddings on the mini sins. Stay tuned, folks. Seriously? Again? It was cool when Edge performed his Brood entrance at SummerSlam against Seth Rollins because that felt like a special moment. Here it feels relatively forced. What's next? Edge brings back the Lita-style rated R superstar with Beth Phoenix?
Tonight is about more than just humiliating Miz.
What else is there then? Far as I know, this entire feud is Edge wanting to humiliate The Miz. What else is there if not just humiliation?
That the old Edge still exists.
Isn't that what Edge has been doing since his return almost 2 damn years ago? Proving the old Edge still exists and can still go in his feuds with Randy Orton, Roman Reigns, and Seth Rollins. How is this feud with The Miz any different?
Drives Edge to recap.
The match starts and The Miz instantly taps out from a simple headlock. Looks like the easiest victory of Edge's career. Also, Miz likes himself so much that he cannot resist tapping his own ass, even in the ring. Not gonna lie, I'd tap that ass too. I'm gonna stop.
What was at the time his final.
If you turn your back on your opponent within 30 seconds of your match beginning and pose on the ropes for the audience, you deserve to lose the match.
This is a man who once main evented WrestleMania.
Nice, The Miz was in the main event of WrestleMania once. Well, guess what? Edge did it twice and both were more memorable combined. So what's your point, Corey? Edge is literally the veteran here, yet he somehow is easily distracted by Maurice talking to him for nearly 5 seconds before The Miz takes advantage of him.
Have we mentioned how beautiful and talented Maurice is?
Corey Graves and his obsession with The Miz and Maurice throughout this match is so irritating that I'm adding 30 sins to the counter. Just shut up already, it's boring us for all the wrong reasons.
Flying the cheese out. Oh!
Okay, that was an awesome way of fitting the execution on the floor. Edge has quite the creativity here. Just hope the match turns around in good favor because it hasn't been that great so far.
They already made reservations.
Well, look on the bright side of it. Whether or not The Miz loses this match, at least he gets to enjoy a good meal with his wife.
Face first.
Arm first, Byron. Do you see Miz holding onto his face in pain? Because I see him clutching his arm.
Shoulders down.
Edge must have a magnet attached to himself if he was drawn into the ring post that slowly from a distance.
Wait, Edge.
Boy, this is just sad. Edge is going for the same crossface submission hold he used to beat Seth Rollins at SummerSlam, yet this crowd doesn't seem to care. And if your crowd doesn't care, you know something's wrong with the match's pace. The Miz thinks he somehow won when he never heard the referee yell 3 or slap her hand on the mat for the 3rd time. Is he deaf or something?
Yeah, Jimmy, you can't write this.
Been a long time since I removed a sin for a crowd chant. This one made me laugh because it's funny, simple, and creative at the same time. Because Miz thinks he won by putting his feet on the ropes, the crowd chants, "You can't do that." Love that chant. What made this moment all the more epic was you heard the crowd cheering and Miz pointing toward the stage before Beth Phoenix was revealed. Her music is used later, but showing her on the stage first was the perfect reveal. What an awesome moment, no pun intended.
The yin to Brock Lesnar's yang.
Just with MVP promoting Bobby Lashley on the level of Brock Lesnar, that's enough to give me chills for their inevitable confrontation. One more sin taken off the counter because you know it's happening soon. Another 3 to 5 minutes worth of commercials. I know that a lot of these commercials were caused by one of the scheduled matches being canceled, but the WWE title match ends up being less than 10 minutes anyway. All these commercials end up cutting time.
I don't think you can handle the heat.
Becky Lynch describing the internet wrestling community. You didn't think I noticed that one, did you?
Day one is presented by.
Skip! I gotta admire the creativity of Becky Lynch's outfit. Since she refers to herself as the GOAT, what better way to embrace that than by putting literal goat stuffed animals on your shoulders?
It was nearly a month ago that
Liv Morgan trying to attack Becky Lynch from behind with the "what did you just say to me" attitude, even though Becky isn't even paying attention to her. That was random.
Knows her way. Face first, my good.
I'm adding in a double sin because that was absolutely terrible. Liv Morgan's knees didn't even connect with Becky Lynch at all, who suddenly went sailing outside the ring after a 1-second delay. Uh-oh, not a good start. Ow my hands, ow my hands, ow my hands, ow my hands, ow my hands.
Liv Morgan. Step up knee, rock.
What is it with Becky moving in random directions too late after getting hit by Liv? That's the second time in less than 5 minutes. Becky, right infringement.
Not good news for Liv.
Becky's leg was already on Liv's head before she could bring herself down for the non-existent leg drop. How would that hurt Liv at all when she's still in position by the time Becky came crashing down onto the canvas? The most annoying part of this match is the referee. No disrespect, but she is counting so slow that there have been so many 1 counts at points where there'd normally be 2 counts. By the end of the match, a 3 count could have been classified as a 4 count.
The long climb to the top rope.
The only reason it's long is because Liv Morgan has taken all the time in the world just to put 1 foot on the top rope, and by this point, I guarantee the referee's pinfall would still be at 1.
Sunset.
Nice! That was a well-timed sunset flip powerbomb on the part of Liv Morgan. Thank God, I was worried I'd never remove a sin in this match.
Oh, beautiful.
Beautiful dropkick indeed. Guarantee it would have been even more beautiful if she actually connected it too. Ow my hands, ow my hands, ow my hands, ow my hands.
Executed, but no. The champion returns.
The 2 things I liked about this moment was the way Becky countered Liv into the manhandle slam, and Becky considering putting her feet on the ropes before deciding against it and going for the clean win instead. For years, Seth Rollins has referred to himself as Seth freaking Rollins, and now that's his official ring name. That feels weird, honestly. It was better when it was just a catchphrase. The entire existence of Johnny Knoxville putting himself into the Royal Rumble match later this month. With how many times this WWE title match got changed, I'm amazed the entire Raw roster didn't get included in the end. Started as a 1-on-1, turned into a triple threat, then a fatal 4-way, and now a fatal 5-way. Add 1 more and you get a 6-pack challenge.
Freaking Rollins.
Seth Rollins dancing and twerking his sexy ass on the way to the ring, just waiting for him to perform YMCA in the Macarena next. Here's another thing that's stupid about this. Big E is not entering last like the champion is supposed to. Nothing's more annoying than WWE not following tradition.
That is the beast in.
Putting aside the nonsense of the champion not coming out last, holy crap, look at this awesome sight of Brock Lesnar surrounding the ring by himself. Only Brock Lesnar could surround the ring while being outnumbered 4-1 and look like the biggest threat.
Right.
The fact that this match started fast and furious increases the excitement and really shows the desperation of the others wanting to quickly take down the threat of Brock Lesnar. I love it.
Civilization on
Yikes, the way Kevin Owens landed from that German suplex was scary. Reminded me of the way Kofi Kingston was suplexed in 2015 at the Japan show. The first time we ever seen Bobby Lashley collide with Brock Lesnar was right here. And that spear through the barricade is giving me vibes from the epic match at SummerSlam 2017 when Brock faced Roman Reigns, Samoa Joe, and Braun Strowman at once.
Front. Here comes Rock.
What I love about this is while the match was only 8 minutes long, all 5 wrestlers made every single second count. Not once did the momentum stop tonight. No stare downs, no time wasting, just pure carnage. Shame it wasn't 5 minutes longer, but this is everything we could ask for and more.
Nothing, I guess you do have to credit the...
Copy Brock infringement. The other cool thing about this match is all 5 wrestlers are given time to shine and have memorable moments, like Big E putting Bobby Lashley through the announce desk. Big E counters Seth and then gets a pop-up powerbomb by Kevin Owens in return. My god, this is amazing. Holy shit, this match is fucking epic. More counters and more executions. Big E counters the Swanton Bomb attempt from Kevin Owens, but then in comes Seth Rollins out of nowhere with a frog splash. So many sins are being removed with this match alone. Brock Lesnar putting on an F5 Rampage was so great. Fuck it all, let's start over with this shit. The action never stops. We're in the negatives now. The sight of Bobby Lashley locking in the Hurt Lock with MVP watching proudly in the background continues to add in the hype of their eventual one-on-one encounter. Hope it's as good as this. The action was exciting, but this was the wrong decision to put the WWE Championship on Brock Lesnar, especially if he still has a feud going on with Roman Reigns. Sure, Roman has COVID, but the feud is still going on. Alright, let's get out of the negatives first and then throw in 100 sins. Could have been the least sinned event in the WWE Sins history, but guess not. Brock Lesnar channeling his inner Shinsuke Nakamura was hilarious. I'm loving this version of Brock being in a good mood all the time. That shot right there of Bobby Lashley staring down Brock Lesnar was a great ending to the show. Set the pace for Royal Rumble even though it should be saved for WrestleMania.